Camera number 57 of 365, and it's the turn of the Yashica TL Electro X. It's a fully manual mechanical camera, and it only requires a 6-volt battery to power the light meter, which is through the lens. So, looking at the front of the camera, it features a 42mm screw mount, and looking at the left hand side, we have the self timer, and you'll notice the mirror pops out of the way while the timer counts down. And then the only other button on that side, or lever, is the exposure check lever, which allows us to see through the viewfinder 2 arrows under and over exposure, and the idea is that you get them both lit and then your exposure is good. It's a stop down meter, and so I find it easier to focus and compose my picture and then do the exposure afterwards, because obviously the viewfinder will go dark, particularly if you're using sort of f16 or f22. On the other side, a nice inclusion of a mirror lockup, which is a very handy feature. So let's just put the lens back on the camera. And then turning to the top of the camera, we have a battery check. So in fact, let's just put a battery through it. So you notice there's a very nice, you just line up the red dots to take the battery compartment out or off, and then the battery is this 4 SR44 battery, and it's the plus terminal uppermost, and then we just line up the red dot and rotate. So hopefully, if the battery is good, if we press the button, we get a little green illuminated light. Don't know whether you can see that. It tells us that our battery is good to go. Just while we're here, 2 ports for flash synchronization. And then on the other side we have the traditional film wind-on and film counter, shutter actuation, and then shutter speeds that go from B up to 1/1000th of a second, and then we lift the collar and rotate and we get our film speeds. The film chamber is opened by means of this little lever here, and then we can see our metal shutter. So let's just put a film into the camera. So we lift up the film rewind, and then we have to thread the film So let's just get the sound of the shutter. And then to rewind the film, we simply press the button on the base and rewind our film back into the canister, which I've actually done already. So that's it really for the Yashica TL Electro X, camera number 57 of 365.